Judge rejects second bid by Sean Diddy Combs to dismiss trial over alleged balcony incident involving Cassie Ventura. Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs has suffered another setback in his high-profile legal battle, as U.S. District Judge Arun Subramanian on Monday denied Combs' second attempt to have the case against him dismissed. The judge rejected the defense's latest motion for a mistrial, which had been filed before the weekend amid growing controversy surrounding key witness testimony. The motion was triggered by what Combs' legal team characterized as perjured statements made by his former long-term partner, singer and model Cassie Ventura. The defense argued that inconsistencies in Ventura's testimony, especially concerning a dramatic 2016 incident allegedly involving Combs threatening one of her friends, irreparably tainted the trial. The alleged 2016 balcony incident. At the heart of the motion lies testimony concerning a disturbing event from 2016. On June 4, a witness named Bongolan, a close friend of Cassie, took the stand and described an incident that allegedly occurred at Cassie's apartment. According to Bongolan, she witnessed a violent confrontation in which an enraged Combs grabbed one of Cassie's friends and held her precariously over the edge of a balcony. The imagery of the account sent shockwaves through the courtroom, adding significant emotional weight to the prosecution's case. Cassie Ventura, who had already testified earlier in the trial, corroborated this narrative to an extent, stating that she had seen the incident unfold. However, the defense soon highlighted an apparent contradiction, a text message Cassie had sent to a friend following the incident. The message read, "I just found out some crazy s******, suggesting that Cassie might not have been present at the time of the alleged attack. Defense argument: a mistrial is warranted. Seizing upon this inconsistency, Combs' attorneys filed their second motion for a mistrial. In their written submission to the court, the defense argued that Cassie's evolving account was not only unreliable but potentially intentionally misleading. They contended that the testimony surrounding the balcony incident had unfairly colored the jury's perception of Combs. This incident, as alleged, is disturbing and powerful evidence, and the government has used it to depict Mr. Combs in an extremely negative light, as an angry and dangerous man who terrified Ms. Ventura and her friends, the motion read. The defense stressed that in such a high-profile, emotionally charged trial, with widespread media coverage influencing public opinion, even minor factual inconsistencies could have an outsized impact on the jury. They argued that the only way to preserve a fair trial would be to declare a mistrial and either dismiss the case or start fresh. The judge's rebuttal: no grounds for mistrial. Despite the defense's impassioned argument, Judge Subramanian was unequivocal in his rejection of the motion. In his ruling, he reminded both parties, and the public, that the trial process naturally involves conflicting accounts and challenges to witness credibility. That is the essence of the adversarial legal system. This is not fodder for a mistrial, Judge Subramanian declared from the bench. This is the adversarial process at work. He went on to emphasize that it is the jury's role to weigh conflicting evidence and determine the truth, not the court's responsibility to short-circuit that process because one side finds certain testimony problematic. There was absolutely no testimony from the witness that was prejudicial in any way, shape, or form, the judge added. The ruling marks the second time the court has denied an attempt by Combs' legal team to have the case dismissed. Their first mistrial motion was filed during opening arguments and was similarly rebuffed by Judge Subramanian. Ongoing trial and public interest. The trial has captivated public attention, given Combs' status as one of the most influential figures in the entertainment industry. Known for his music empire, entrepreneurial ventures, and cultural impact, Combs now faces allegations that paint a far darker portrait, that of a man who used power, wealth, and intimidation to control and abuse those around him. Prosecutors have worked diligently to build this narrative, calling multiple witnesses who have described a pattern of controlling and sometimes violent behavior by Combs. The 2016 balcony incident has become a centerpiece of this strategy, illustrating what the government describes as Combs' capacity for dangerous, impulsive acts of rage. For his part, Combs has categorically denied all allegations of wrongdoing. His legal team maintains that the charges are built on sensationalized and inconsistent accounts, aimed at tearing down Combs' reputation rather than seeking justice. In court, Combs' lead attorney argued that inconsistencies in Cassie Ventura's testimony were not minor errors, but deliberate falsehoods designed to mislead the jury. They suggested that Cassie and her friends had strong financial and personal motivations to distort the facts, given their history of civil litigation and the lucrative settlements often sought in such cases. What comes next? With Judge Subramanian's ruling, the trial will proceed as scheduled. The jury will continue to hear testimony from witnesses on both sides in the coming weeks. The defense is expected to intensify its efforts to undermine the prosecution's case, likely focusing heavily on attacking the credibility of Cassie Ventura and her associates. Observers note that the courtroom drama is far from over. As the trial progresses, new revelations and legal maneuvers are expected to shape the final outcome. The rejection of the second mistrial motion signals that Judge Subramanian intends to allow the trial to play out fully, leaving it to the jury to determine Combs' guilt or innocence. For now, one thing is clear: Sean Diddy Combs' legal fight is far from finished, and all eyes will remain on the courtroom as one of the entertainment world's most closely watched trials continues to unfold.